Ms. Foo Mee Har.
Chairman, sir, I would like to declare my interest as CEO of Wealth Management Institute, NTU, a CET provider. 3.6 billion has been set aside over the next 3 years to help workers adapt to changes and acquire new skills. This is not a small sum. If deployed well, it can offer meaningful support to workers to build deep capabilities that are relevant to their fast-evolving jobs and meet their career aspirations, including transition to a more attractive job or a different industry. Since launching SkillsFuture 5 years ago, there is now significant awareness on the need for lifelong learning amongst our citizens. Based on my own experience and observations of other countries' efforts in continuing education and training, there are best practices that can be adopted to accelerate the impact of SkillsFuture even further in order to turn it into a real competitive advantage for Singapore. Sir, there are over 30,000 courses funded by SkillsFuture Singapore, offering a generous subsidies of up to 70% of course fees. Based on the latest figures from SkillsFuture, 465,000 Singaporeans from 12,000 enterprises have benefited from training subsidies. A recent survey of 3,500 trainees indicated that 80% of them found the training helpful. But even as we cheered by this finding, the measurement of training outcomes remains difficult, as acknowledged by the CEO of SkillsFuture Singapore. Hundreds of relatively small training providers with uneven quality have been accredited by SkillsFuture. This makes it difficult to select the right training partner. It is not clear how trainers are qualified, nor how training content is curated to meet industry and job market developments. It is also unclear how training is linked to the attainment of distinct quantifiable skills, career advancement, and wage growth. I often hear the frustration of my residents, particularly those who have been retrenched, that their efforts to attend training courses are not commensurate with the recognition accorded by prospective employers. Many will say to me, I already go for training, many training courses, but still cannot find a job. Employers themselves have shared their own frustrations. Many are at a loss as to how to structure their training programs so that courses will have a meaningful impact on their businesses. Many smaller employers lack in-house learning and development support and don't know where to begin to identify those training programs best suited for their employees from among the very long list of SkillsFuture courses. So, sir, I would like to offer some suggestions for a CET framework for the Education Minister to consider. First, perhaps the Minister can consider developing a very structured partnership model to determine key training roadmaps by industry sector, perhaps along the 23 industry transformation maps. This partnership should consist of key stakeholders within the industry, including lead government agency, union, trade association and chamber, and representative companies and workers. They could form a SkillsFuture industry committee and be the authority to chart the skills and competency required for current and future needs of the sector, including a certification framework that lays out systematic skills ladder for that sector. Certification level against the skills ladder can serve to guide career progression in the sector. Second, appoint a lead training provider to partner SIC in developing the skills and certification framework and practice-based training programs, highly customized to meet the skills and competency required in that sector. The LTPs, which is the lead training provider, appointment will be based on their depth of knowledge of the industry and their capability to develop and deliver very specific industry programs and to be evaluated by the SkillsFuture Industry Committee, SIC. LTPs can either be a Singapore Institute of Higher Learning or a private training provider and be selected through a competitive tender process. To help the LTP develop strong capabilities and scale to serve its sector over the long term, they will have access to program development grants to support the curation of customized programs for that sector according to a set of quality and price criteria. Third, support the LTP to develop scale, perhaps through preferential program funding to support their investments in deep training expertise and capabilities to deliver best-in-class training programs. The LTPs should serve as the respective industries' center of excellence for training and education, so that training may be concentrated amongst a few high-quality LTPs whose capabilities and delivery are subject to close scrutiny by SIC and Skills Future Singapore. Perhaps their mandate as LTP is subject to review, say every 5 years, to keep the sector dynamic. So I believe the above LTP framework will help nurture a core of highly specialized and quality CET providers, which is absolutely necessary to support impactful lifelong learning.